Hi everyone, my name is Sebastian, and I want to show this website I'm doing for my dad's business, which is called Distinctive Audio. So welcome Stefan's group, and also the group from Rand Segal from Flux Academy. I want to show this website I'm doing and I'm working on. It looks like a fairly simple website, but there's a few moving parts to it and some nice features included. It has a simple color palette with mostly some blues. We have an accent color, which is yellow, which is nice. Now, these speakers you see here are actually 3D models, and you could actually rotate them in 3D, which is really nice. You can even see the back of the speaker, and you could rotate above or below, and you can see the different angles of the speaker. Once it's done, it's going to look a little bit more realistic than it looks like right now, but this is just a work in progress. And we also have another angle of the speaker right here, which we could also rotate. Now, this is a responsive site. So what that means is that when you shrink down the window of the web browser, as you go towards mobile, or it's mobile first, but as you shrink down the viewport, um, the text will scale, so it'll go smaller, and the layout will reorder itself. And as you go to mobile devices, everything will stack on top of each other in a column. And then as you expand into desktop devices or desktop screens, the layout will start to shift, and you'll introduce the 3D graphics, the 3D models. The layout will shift, the type will scale up, and it'll adapt to a full desktop view. So this is done using media queries in CSS, and it's what's known as responsive web design. So it adapts to different screen sizes. Here we have the about page where we have every page on this website is responsive. So we have the turntable here. Now this looks a little bit strange, but it will look more realistic once it's done. It's just a placeholder graphic for now, so it's just a work in progress. We also have lines we carry. So these are the brands that my dad is selling at his store. We're going to add one more brand here. We have the contact page. So we have the store opening hours. We have a contact form that's going to validate, and we're setting this up using a plugin in Craft CMS. So we're actually using Craft CMS to power up this whole website. And we have a Google Maps here, as you can see. We have a footer. Now, what's also interesting is that we're using Twig with Craft CMS. And for those that may not know, like, Craft is a little bit similar to Drupal. If you're familiar with Drupal, it uses Twig, like Drupal, and uses templates as well. It uses fields and different components to create the website, and all the fields are editable. What's also nice is that we're using Sprig, which is a framework built on top of Craft CMS. And Sprig was developed by Ben Croker, I think. Ben Croker, yeah. So he developed Sprig, and it's a framework built on top of Craft CMS. And what it does is that it allows you to create reactive components. So these reactive components allow you to basically filter through products. Now, I basically set this up with I set up the fields for the products, but as far as the actual filtering itself, I received some help from a senior developer whose his name is Reed Ivans from Code Allies, and he helped me with this project. And he helped me set up the Sprig filtering. So what happens is that when you select a category here from the drop-down menu, it filters all the products, right, using Sprig, which is really nice. And here you have power amplifiers. You can filter through integrated amplifiers, turntables. So this is all configurable, which is really nice. And what's really nice as well is that like it layers on top of itself. So if you want to filter by product and by status, let's say you want to filter by brand new, or let's say trade-in, you could actually, go further deep down and like narrow it by a product turntable and status trade-in, and look at all what's available, and then you'll list it down to one product. You could also filter by price. Now these the price is not set up as a category, it's actually set up as a money field, and we're basically filtering by price. This is not e-commerce, but we're using a money field to filter by price. And you can filter between $10 and $500. We should probably have a dollar symbol here. 500 to 2,000, 2,000 to 5,000, and 5,000 to 9,000. And same thing with the sale price, 10 to 500, 500 to 2,000, 2,000 to 5,000, and 5,000 to 9,000. And some of these products are actually even like the list price goes above 9,000. So we should probably edit that to be a little bit higher than 9,000. But it's just a work in progress. So we're still working on this overall project. What's really nice about this table is that it is responsive as best as a table can be. So when you shrink it down, the type actually changes and scales. So the type basically changes in size. So we're using a type scale for this, and basically the type scales with media queries on mobile screens. It looks small, and as you expand to a desktop view, the type increases in size and scales upward. So it is responsive, as you can see. So the type scale was a tool I was using with the help of Thomas Bradley. He created something called Typographier, and that helped me create a type scale for this project in conjunction with the type scale that Bootstrap uses. So I'm using from mdbootstrap.com to create the UI components with Material Design and Bootstrap. Is using a grid system, a 12-column grid system. I'm also using my own CSS, and the rest of it is with Craft, or the rest of the website is done with Craft. So we could look at the back end now. So these are entries, and as you can see that these are channels. So these channels can include all the products. So if we look at one individual product, we have the title and we have the description, we have the price. If we look at the status, we could actually remove this, and we could actually change it to brand new, almost new, display, floor demo, trade-in, or consignment. We're going to make it brand new and discard the changes because we're not going to save anything right now. So that's the products. We have the products filtered or separated into 4 different categories: analog products, cables and accessories, electronics, and loudspeakers. And that's good. What's really nice about this is that, like, if let's say there was a new status or a new product, we could just simply say like add status category, and we could add a new status on the fly, which is really nice, or like a new category on the fly. That's really nice. Same thing with product. Like, let's say it is a combo package, but if you want to add a new products category, you could just add it on the fly here. So that's really nice. I'm going to discard these changes. And what's also nice is that these single entries, we could edit the site with a live preview, which Craft offers. So what's nice about this is that, let's say if you notice the audio here in Distinctive Audio, if we remove the audio, it's going to update the text. and it's using a live preview. Same thing with the description. If you notice this description, if we remove this, it's going to remove it from the page. So basically what you're editing on the left, and you're getting to see what you're changing on the right. On these services sections, we could edit them, so we could reorder them, like have custom cables come first or have listening demos come first. And sometimes what happens is that you have to save it so that it refreshes. What's also nice is that you could even edit the 3D model itself. So this is the 3D model that you can see, and this is created with 3Pipe. 3Pipe is a Three.js framework, or it's a framework built on top of Three.js, which is WebGL technology. So WebGL is web graphics library. It's basically allowing for 3D on the web using the canvas element. And this is a 3D model. So we could actually replace the GLB file. So this is a GLB file. And we could replace the GLB file in CraftCMS by changing it to a different speaker. But it's actually the same speaker, but it's a different position. So if we wanted to, we could actually remove this and change it to a turntable. But you'll notice that this is confined within a grid that we have on the website. So this turntable is not configured to be within this grid, so we could just change it to the speaker. And yeah, we have the speaker now. So we could discard these changes. And that's it for the design. I wanted to show a little bit of the code. So the way this works is that we have basically a layouts template, which is basically the foundation of the site. This is basically the what's consistent on all pages. So we have the header with the menu, and we have the footer on the bottom here, and the header on the top. And this is HTML code. And then inside this, we have the block main. We have the main block, where we add basically the main contents of the page. So this would be the index page. And then we extend layouts main, and we add this index main content within the home page. We also have some includes. So these are components that we're including, like call to actions, and we're including the GLB script as well for the WebGL graphics. And also what's nice I want to show is also this products page. So this is the products page, and this would be the like if we just go to it, this would be the main content. So this is the content that is here, which is the kind of like the header. And then we also have a sprig component. So the sprig component is all the filterable fields. So if we go inside that, we have the this is the sprig component, and this is where I got help from Reed Ivins, who's a senior developer at Code Allies, and he helped me create this the filterable sprig component within CraftCMS. And what's impressive is that like he hasn't really worked with Craft in the past, and he was able to figure this out within a few hours, which is really impressive. So he was writing some arrays and refactoring the tables that I wrote into one table with the arrays here. A lot of methods, as you can see here, like related to and related to, using and price ranges, and so that's a little bit more advanced. What I was doing was I was entering all this data into the system. So I was entering the products. I set up the categories myself, wrote the CSS for the website, and I was entering also the values like entries here with twig variables. and fetching information from the database, setting up the fields, setting up the hierarchy of information. So like the fields, the channels, the singles, page components, and looping them over with for loops, as you can see here. So for status and statuses. Well, actually, reads up the status ID, but I was setting up like other for loops here. So like you know, like if basically like the for loops for the entries in Craft. So if you look at like the about page, like this was a page I was doing myself. So like I was entering the variables here. Same thing with the index page. Entering variables, having for loops, blocks as well, things like that. I also wrote the CSS for the website. So like this is the CSS that I was writing here. This was a styling of the website in CSS. So it's all styled on top of mdbootstrap.com. So I'm using Bootstrap and Material Design with a little bit of custom CSS. And this is the result that you have. So you have these components that are set up with Bootstrap with a little bit of custom CSS and making sure everything works together quite well. And that's pretty much it. So I hope you enjoyed this video. The logo, by the way, I did create myself. It's a Distinctive Audio logo with the treble clef, which my dad likes. Yeah, let me know what you think. That's pretty much it. Hope you enjoyed, and cheers. Take care.